Hello dear students, welcome you all. In today's representation, today we will discuss about physical properties of fats and oils and reactions of fats and oils. In that, hydrogenation, hydrogenolysis, hydrolysis, saponification and rancidity. Fats and oils are the triester of glycerol with long chain organic acid like palmitic acid, stearic acid and oleic acid. The triester of glycerol are commonly named as glyceride. Physical properties of fats and oils. In pure state, fats and oils are colorless, odorless and tasteless. They are lighter than water and insoluble in water. They are freely soluble in organic solvents like ether, acetone, chloroform and benzene. Fats are solid at room temperature, contain saturated long chain fatty acid. Oils are liquid, they contain higher proportion of unsaturated fatty acid. Let's see the difference between fats and oils. Fats, it is solid at room temperature, oils, it is liquid at room temperature. Fats obtained from animals, oils obtained from plants. Fats having high melting point and boiling point, oils having low boiling point. Fats are more stable than oils and oils are less stable than fats. Then next point, reactions of fats and oils. In that, first reaction is hydrogenation. Hydrogenation is a reduction reaction which results in an addition of hydrogen. If an organic compound is hydrogenated, it becomes more saturated with hydrogen atom. In hydrogenation, most commonly used catalysts are nickel, platinum and palladium. Hydrogenation reduces the number of double bonds or triple bonds in hydrocarbons. Hydrogenation is carried out by passing hydrogen gas under pressure into a liquid fat or oil having a fine suspension of nickel which act as catalyst. The oleic acid radical adds a molecule of hydrogen at double bond and is thus converted to the stearic acid radical. Let's see this reaction when addition of hydrogen into an unsaturated compound, then unsaturated compound is converted into the saturated one and in the presence of nickel catalyst and formation of the oleic acid radicals and is converted into the stearic acid radical. Next reaction is hydrogenolysis. Hydrogenolysis is a chemical reaction in which compound is decomposed by hydrogen. If an excess of hydrogen be passed through an oil or fat, it split into a glycerol and higher aliphatic alcohol. Let's see this reaction when hydrogen is passed through the tristyrene, then it split into a glycerol and octadecyl alcohol. Next reaction is hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is a chemical process of decomposition involving the splitting of bond and addition of hydrogen. Here one of the reactant is water and water is used to break chemical bonds. Fats are hydrolyzed by heating with water in the presence of acid to form a glycerol and free organic acid. When fats are hydrolyzed with water, then it converts into the glycerol and acid. Next reaction is saponification reaction. Saponification is the process by which a triglyceride are reacted with sodium or potassium hydroxide to produce glycerol and fatty acid salt are called soap. Soap are the alkali salt of higher fatty acid. They are maintained by the hydrolysis of fats and oils with sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide. When sodium hydroxide is used, the hard soap is produced, while using potassium hydroxide results in soft soap. Let's see this reaction. If you have a triacyl glycerol and you know that in triacyl glycerol one glycerol molecules and it has 3 carbon, and in case of triacyl glycerol 3 carbons attached to fatty acid and fatty acid may be similar or different. Now you treat the triacylglycerol molecules with potassium hydroxide, and you know that potassium hydroxide is a strong alkali. So what will happen at that time when strong alkali reacts with the triacylglycerol molecules? At that time potassium will bind with fatty acid. Potassium carries positive charge and fatty acid carries negative charge. Because of the charge difference, they will have association with each other. This hydroxyl group simply replaces with fatty acid. So in the right side of equation, what we get? Glycerol, and in addition to this, we have 3 fatty acid and each binds with potassium. So we have to take 3 potassium hydroxide molecules. Okay. So this potassium will bind with fatty acid and the fatty acid is negative charge. So 3 soap molecules will get. This is the potassium salt of fatty acid. So this chemical reaction is known as saponification reaction. The next point, rancidity. Rancidity is actual process of oxidation of oils and fats in food resulting in bad smell or taste is called rancidity. Rancidity is complete or incomplete oxidation or hydrolysis of fats and oils when exposed to air, light, moisture or bacterial action. There are 2 types of rancidity, hydrolytic rancidity and oxidative rancidity. In hydrolytic rancidity, a triglyceride is broken down in the presence of water to form a molecules of glycerol and free fatty acid. This reaction occurs more quickly in the presence of heat and moisture. The rancid smell is due to the release of fatty acid. The site of reactivity are the ester linkage in the triglyceride. Let's see this reaction for hydrolytic rancidity. Hydrolytic rancidity in which a triglyceride is broken down in the presence of water to form a molecules of glycerol and free fatty acid. The site of reactivity are the ester linkage in the triglyceride. The next point, oxidative rancidity. Oxidative rancidity is also known as autooxidation and it occurs when oxygen is added across a carbon to carbon double bond. Let's see this reaction. Here we have a triglyceride which is composed of unsaturated fatty acid and unsaturated fatty acid having carbon to carbon double bond, which we can see outline here. The site of reactivity are carbon to carbon double bond and it can be controlled with antioxidant. Oxidative rancidity in this reaction is catalyzed by light or enzymes and metal ions. It occurs in fats and oils with a high proportion of carbon to carbon double bonds. Then next, prevention for rancidity. First point is adding antioxidant. Antioxidants are the substance which prevents the reaction of oxygen with food particles. To prevent the food from getting rancid, one of the technique is to add the antioxidant to it. So the process of oxidation is slowed down to a level. Then next one is vacuum packing. You can see in Lay's packet also, the Lay's packet contain full of air and that air is not oxygen, they are actually nitrogen. Why? Just to prevent the particles of food to react with oxygen, we add a nitrogen gas to it, so the process of rancidity is slowed down. And next one is the refrigeration. These are the prevention for rancidity. Next point is drying. Drying of oils. Certain fatty oils, that is linseed oil, tung oil, walnut oil, perilla oil, are called drying oils because when they expose to air in the form of thin layer, they form tough water insoluble solids, and this process converting a layer of oil into a water insoluble solid is termed as drying oil. Certain oils like olive oil, groundnut oil, etc., they do not have a tendency to dry on exposure to air, and such oils are called non-drying oils. Oils, they have tendency to dry slowly in the presence of air. For example, cottonseed oil. Such oils are called semi-drying oils. These drying oils contain a high percentage of unsaturated glyceride and that can be found out easily with the help of their iodine value. Since they have a high percentage of unsaturated glyceride, that means they have associated with high iodine value. Iodine value is defined as it is the number of gram of iodine that will combines with 100 gram of fat or oil. Iodine value basically measures of the extent of unsaturation which is present in oil or fat. Let us consider the certain example and their associate iodine value. It has been observed for drying oils. For drying oils in between 170 to 185. For non-drying oils, for example olive oil, the iodine value in between 180 to 100. For semi-drying oils, they have intermediate iodine value. For example, cottonseed oil and iodine value in the range between 105 to 114. The applications of drying oils. Drying oils are used as medium for paints, varnishes and lacquers. Paints are the suspension of some pigments of organic coloring matters in linseed oil to which some turpentine oils has been added in the form of thinner. When these paints are applied on any wooden in the form of thin layer, they quickly dry up and form tough organic film which protects the surface being painted. Then next point, iodine value. The iodine value is the identification of fats and oils. It is defined as the number of gram of iodine that will combines with 100 gram of fat or oil. Let's try to understand this definition. Suppose we have 100 gram of fat. This fat might contain unsaturated fatty acid, saturated fatty acid and contain more molecules. If we go on adding iodine, what will happen? Whatever fatty acid and double bonds were, that part adsorbed by the iodine. So at the one point, all these double bonds are adsorbed by the iodine. Iodine value gives a measure of degree of unsaturation. The higher the iodine value, greater the number of carbon to carbon double bonds. Iodine value is directly proportional to the degree of unsaturation. Iodine number determines the extent of contamination of oil. Low iodine number is desirable in oils. Each oil has its specific iodine number. For example, in that drying oils, that is linseed oil and tung oil, the iodine number greater than 150. For semi-drying oils, example castor oil, soybean oil, the iodine number in between 100 to 150. For non-drying oils, example coconut oil, olive oil, and the iodine number below than 100. Then summary of identification of fats and oils. In that saponification number is defined as the number of milligram of potassium hydroxide required to completely saponify 1 gram of oil or fat. The significance of saponification number is finding the amount of alkali required for converting a given amount of fats and oil. Acid number, it is defined as the number of milligram of potassium hydroxide required to neutralize 1 gram of oil or fat. The significance of acid number, it tells the amount of free fatty acid present in fat. Next point, Ricard-Missel value. It is defined as it is the number of milliliters of 0.1 normal potassium hydroxide solution required to neutralize the volatile acid obtained by the distillation of 5 gram of fat. The significance of Ricard-Missel value measures the amount of volatile soluble fatty acid. Polanski number, it is defined as the number of milliliters of 0.1 normal potassium hydroxide solution required to neutralize the non-volatile water insoluble fatty acid obtained by the distillation of 5 gram of fat. The significance for Polanski number indicates the presence of non-volatile fatty acid in given fat. Next point, iodine number. Iodine number is defined as it is the number of gram of iodine that combines with 100 gram of oil or fat. The significance for iodine number, iodine value of an oil or fat indicate the proportion of unsaturated acid radical present in it. Acetyl number is defined as the number of milligrams of potassium hydroxide required to neutralize the acetic acid produced when 1 gram of fat is acetylated with acetic anhydride. And the significance for acetyl number, it measures the number of hydroxyl group present in fat or oil. So, we are in this section, we studied about summary of identification of fats and oils and properties of fats and oils and various type of reactions of fats and oils. Thank you so much for watching this video.